Hi and welcome to another edition of Onside. We've got back to British football this weekend. We had internationals during the week. Nice to see Bafana beat Egypt. We've got Delron Buckley played for them. And just before we start, Delron, I'm just going to ask you, Shakes under pressure?
Yeah, he's in the hot seat at the moment. I just heard on the radio that after this game against Egypt, if he had lost, they were going to fire him, yeah. But they're still in talks that he's going to probably get fired.
But who would replace him?
Got to be Gavin Hunt, no one else.
Yeah. Does he deserve to be bulleted?
He's done everything asked at club level, Paul. He's worthy of a chance. You know, yeah. Pitso, Stuart Baxter, but Pitso's done it. Baxter's the only other alternative, yeah.
Yeah. What happens, you know, the league just starts. Suddenly they're firing. They've got to get somebody in. That guy just gets bought out of his club contract.
It'll be a little bit unfair on Bidvest Wits, but you know, the country comes first.
Absolutely. Well, there we go. Very interesting news because this weekend there's the semi-finals of the Super 8, so it's down to the last four. We'll talk about it later, but we'd like to go straight into our British football because that's where all the action is. And this weekend it doesn't get hotter than the first game. The early kick-off, two unbeaten sides, two new managers, new teams. I'll start with you, Budge. Man United have done well. They haven't played the stronger side. Man City have done well, but they lose Aguero. What's your call?
Paul, I think it's a game that both teams, while obviously they want to win, it'll be a game both managers don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I just wonder, Rashford has to play, who he comes in for. Martial's been terrible. But whether he starts...
Did he score for France?
He scored a hat-trick. Yeah, he did score for France, yeah. But Rashford has to play. He scored a hat-trick midweek for England juniors.
Did he?
Yeah, so he'll play. It's just whether he plays. He's a very good player. Top player.
He turned it around. Now, Delron, you've got a lot of passion when it comes to Man United. You're obviously very happy the new manager's got them going forward. But 90th minute, Hull, you know, they both their first two wins, first off, they looked like they weren't that dominant. Man City, a very good side.
Definitely, I agree with you with that. As you said, they're trying to gel the team together, slowly but surely. That's why it's taking several games for Man United to find their playing game, you know, the patterns of play, and it's working slowly but surely. And also on the other side of Manchester City, it's going to be very difficult for them because they've got Aguero suspended for 3 games.
Yeah.
So they only have a striker that can finish.
Yeah. Who would start up front? They got another boy.
Well, they got the Nigerian Iheanacho, but I don't think he'll start him in a big game. No. He should.
They're very strong across the middle. They look competent at the back. So, boys, draw for me?
Yeah, I think that's the...
What do you think?
Well, I'm a Man fan, so...
You hope you don't sneak it.
I think they'll win at home.
You know, just before we move, I'm spending a lot of time talking about this game because it's such an important game because a lot of people fancy these two teams. They're great teams. But both these guys won't want to lose. And Mourinho has had great sides over the years, and he always complains when an unfashionable side park the bus.
Yeah.
If he goes 1-0 up, would he park the bus?
Yeah. At Old Trafford, Paul, it's all about getting the results, especially against Man City.
Yes.
This, ironically, is the richest two sides ever assembled.
Is that right,
in the world, yeah.
So bragging rights and everything.
Oh,
okay, I'm going with a draw. Delron's gone with his team. Let's get on to our next game. Stoke City against my beloved Spurs. I see, Bud, just looking at the betting there. Tottenham are favourite. They're a good team. They haven't been beaten yet. But Stoke City are tough.
Yeah, they've also signed Wilfred Boney on loan from Man City.
Boney, named after a motorbike.
Yeah, the motorbike guys. Yeah, they've had Peter Crouch and a couple of other guys start up front, centre forward. They haven't done the job.
We're the 3 Champions League players, aren't? Haven't they got 3 guys that have won
Champions League? Well, they've had Shaqiri, Bojan.
Shaqiri
they're both, he's expected to play, according to the reports from
Bojan's a good player, lovely touch. And what about the other boy who borpers his hair up? He's what's his name? I forget his name. Yeah. He's a good player. Arnautovic, that's right. Yeah. So, but it'll be tough for Spurs. They want to get themselves rolling after, I think, Liverpool gave them a good run around.
I just get worried about the creativity. You know, for me, their best player last year was Moussa Dembele. Yeah. He sits out his last game. I don't like this 2 holding midfield players.
Yeah, it's not working.
Doesn't suit Spurs.
Yeah.
But tough game.
You know, we've been away to Everton. You know, we've had to play Liverpool, Everton, and we scraped down against Palace. So, a draw game could be just about right, Delron?
Yeah, it could be a draw, but if you see the stats of Tottenham, you know, away games, they're very good. Plus, I'm just worried about Harry Kane. He hasn't scored in the last 8 games.
He never scores in August.
He
never scores in August.
In September now.
He never scores in August. All right, so that's interesting. Let's go on to Middlesbrough Crystal Palace. Middlesbrough had won the Derby Budge, and they're 12-10 favourites. Palace have got to get it right soon. They were just beaten 1-0 by Spurs. They've been unfortunate in a couple of games, but they've had injuries too.
Yeah, Paul, I watched quite a bit of the game when they drew. They scored injury time goal. Great header from Scott Dan. They drew with Bournemouth. They murdered them. They missed a penalty. They just couldn't score.
Yeah.
They're slowly coming right. I know their league record isn't the best. They've only got 12 points from the last 22 league games. Sure. I think this could be the game where they turn it round.
Yeah.
Benteke's had another 10 days to
offside
train.
Benteke.
Offside Benteke.
Get onside Benteke.
I just got a funny feeling this could be their week.
Okay. How do you see it, Daron?
Well, I see that Crystal Palace are going to have a really problem because they only drew one game and lost 2 games, the last 3 games. So it's going to be very difficult for them to win at Middlesbrough.
They have to try and turn it around, though.
They have to.
And Middlesbrough, they still got all those mad fans, like the boys up north?
Well, Negredo, he's their main man up front.
He has a go?
Yeah, he has a go. Yeah, they're defensively very sound. You know, they got us some money last week with the worst game I've seen in the Premier League history, 0-0 with West Brom. It'll be a tight game again.
Yeah.
You know, Karanka was Mourinho's assistant at Real Madrid.
Okay.
Typical, don't give anything away, we'll take the point and let's try and stay in the league.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. All right, then let's move on to Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have played some good football. They bumped a couple of good sides.
Yeah.
And then West Brom remind me of Stoke. They're going to be in the middle of the log. What do you think, Pudge?
You know, I don't know. They got Rondon up front, and he played for Venezuela against Argentina the other night. Saw the highlights in the morning. Just a thug up front, big and strong.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll start. There's trouble in the camp at West Brom. You know, Pulis short and big time to be the first manager to leave.
Okay.
He's come out and said no, he's quite happy to stay. But they signed Chadley from Spurs, record signing at 13 million. Just a lack of goals.
He can play, Chadley.
No, nice player.
Nice
yeah, they'll
player.
be set piece orientated again.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
And then Daron, Bournemouth.
Well, Bournemouth last season they were the second worst team playing at home.
At home, yeah. Home record's shady.
Home record's very, very bad.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that West Brom have a chance to beat them away.
Again, I'm leaning towards a draw, but you boys are the experts. Right, let's move on to our next screen. That'll be interesting as well because we've got the W's, West Ham versus Watford. Budge, what's the story with their star player at West Ham?
Well, he came off the bench the other night for France, so Payet is expected to play. So is Lanzini. I just worry about their strikers. You know, Andre Ayew got injured. Carroll's is injured as well. Yeah. They just don't seem to have that spark up front at the moment.
They're not a bad side.
No, nice side. But
the boss was a good player. And he's a hard man.
Bilic, yeah.
And you, what do you think, West Ham? I think they got some chance here.
Yeah, home. Definitely. They play as a home game.
New stadium.
New stadium. Plus they got their superstar back. But hopefully, as Budgie said,
he was magnificent at the
Euro.
Yeah. He was just so impressive. He's the real deal. You know, one of the best players of the tournament. Now Watford have had to bump Chelsea's and sides like that. What do you think, Daron? Can Watford raise their game? They're not the worst side in the world. No,
they're not, but they're sitting 18th on the league at the moment.
So that's
so then they have to produce now against West Ham. So
you don't want to get down in the bottom too early.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, Daron, you're suddenly in the bottom 3-4 and you start panicking. I know it's only 3 games into the league and a win can shoot you right up the log. But I watched Watford. No, they were 3-0 down when I was watching them. They came back. They played well for a team that were getting thumped. So I'll give them a squeak. Burnley, Hull City. Now, Budge, they came up together.
Yep, got relegated 2 seasons ago and got promoted last year. A desperate game for both managers. You know, I don't think either are going to want to lose the game. A point's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Hull signed Ireland's best player from Derby.
Carl Lafferty.
He's Northern Irish. A guy, Jeff Hendrick, midfield player. They've signed him, which I think is a blessing for them. You know, I like Burnley of the 2 teams, you know, but Hull will go there, park the bus again, try and hit them on the counter.
They held off United for a long time.
Yeah, they did, but you know, thankfully.
Can they score goals?
Yeah, I think they'll struggle here. They are capable. Snodgrass, good player. I like him.
Yeah.
Hernandez and
still the same caretaker in charge there, Daron?
Still the same caretaker. And,
why don't they give him the job? He's got a good record.
A Chinese consortium's bought the club.
Okay.
And they're looking to get Martin O'Neill to take the job, and he's humming and hawing. So at the
now,
moment,
is he still in charge of his country?
Republic of Ireland, yes.
Yeah, there's Martin O'Neill. What's the other O'Neill? There's
Michael O'Neill.
Michael O'Neill,
Northern
Martin
Ireland.
O'Neill. Can you believe it? They'd have to get those Irish. Quite they get some more surnames. But this manager story. If you're saying there's a Chinese consortium coming down, let's just quickly look at the league. The league has changed dramatically since big money's coming. Chelsea became invincible with big money. Man City with big money. Now Liverpool and Man United have got big money. And then there's a few boys that have come in. Leicester have got international money, and look at them. They've turned it around, but they played well. Now you say a team like, is it Hull City?
Hull
City, yeah.
If they get big money, they're going to buy.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not going to go
There's
down.
no doubt about that. I mean, it helps the team also buying quality players, you know, to produce the club for going forward on top level.
Yeah, it's amazing how many teams are spending massive money, but only 11 plays 11.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So I'm going to ask you, Burnley or Hull City?
Well, I think Hull City, because they started on a good foot. They won 2 games, and they're a team that can score goals.
Yeah. How about you?
Draw.
Okay, now Arsenal have found second gear. They managed to find second gear in their vehicle. They conceded 4 at home in their opening game. They've had tough opposition, and last week we tipped them as the team to come through. I think they might have Southampton's number. What do you think, Budge?
Well, they should have. You know, I think this is the best bet of the weekend in the Premiership, purely because Southampton are struggling. They were lucky to get a point against Sunderland at home.
Yeah.
Arsenal can't win there. Well.
And Arsenal, how are they squad-wise? Are they strong? Or have they got injuries or?
Well, unless the guys have come back
Who are
from.
they going to play up front?
Well, it's got to be Giroud.
Yeah.
You know, Sanchez, Walcott on the left, on the right. You know, Ozil behind him.
Yeah, all quality players. Quality.
Plus the signing of Mustafi, I think, is going to help them at the back.
So too good.
Yeah. They're going to have a strong team.
I agree with you. They do look. Take the 6 to 10, Budge. Take the 6 to 10. Right, let's go on to the last sheet here. Right, that's the last sheet for this league. And Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, I'm a Spurs fan. Liverpool rolled us. They were quick on the counter. They're quick on the break. They should have got more goals. They got a penalty to get their only goal, but they should have got more goals. I thought they looked very good. They lost to Burnley. They had chances and they didn't score. So you wonder what type of Liverpool side is out there. Is your man Klopp moulding them?
Yes, definitely. If you see the team, the way they played last week, you know,
they very well.
They're very compact, and they like to play on counter-attacks. And you see the wingers always coming wide and putting crosses in. But I'm just very skeptical, and I'm scared that Sadio Mane, he's injured. So it's not 100% he's going to play, because he's a man that's very mobile.
Won't that English striker come in? Daniel?
Sturridge.
Yeah, when Sturridge come in. Sturridge is a superb player, and I heard Klopp say, I want him in the box, but he likes to make these runs out and shows his skills. And if they play that fast counter-breaking, they need Mane. Would Sturridge suit the counter game?
Sturridge is a poacher.
Yeah.
He's a box player.
Top.
Yeah. I just don't think Klopp likes him. I know he's come out and said that, but he's played Firmino. He's played a few other guys in that role, and they look better without him.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, if Mane, you know, you never know what the newspapers are. He's fit. No, he's not fit. But he did come off for Ghana the other day that I watched. So he had a knee problem. Whether he's fit or not, I don't know. But he's a quality player.
Quality.
I just worry about Liverpool's back four. They played Matip. You know, and one thing about Leicester, they're going to absorb, and the ball's going over the top, and those greyhounds are going to be on their way.
Yeah. They listen. You can't knock them. They are the champions. They've locked horns with Arsenal. They've won a game. They were beaten by Hull in their opening game, which was a great surprise to all of us. I think Leicester are a side that can beat anybody.
Definitely. I mean, at the moment, slowly but surely, they're finding their game plan.
Yeah.
And they're coming together. Well, the last game they won. So if you see the stats, they won 1, drew 1, and lost 1.
Yeah.
So they're going to be actually desperate to win against Liverpool.
Yeah, if they win a game like this, Delron, they're suddenly up the log again.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, they're 7 points or something. They're moving well. They're getting back into the comfort zone. But I take a brave man to back them at Liverpool, Budge.
Liverpool at home have been good under Klopp. I think they've only lost one of the last 13 league games, and they got to the final of the Europa League last year, and they beat Dortmund at home, Villarreal. So they're strong at home, Liverpool.
Yeah. And they've 6 to 10, 42 to 10 for Leicester. Okay, let's move on. Swansea, Chelsea. Well, we're all going to say Chelsea. Delron, what do you think? Chelsea,
of course,
too
definitely.
Good?
They're too good. They're on top of them at the moment.
They've got this quality side who are now gelling.
Yeah, and then in scoring goals. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's right. Swansea, they've had some upsets over the years.
Yeah, I just don't like it when they sell their best two players. Ayew went to West Ham, and Ashley Williams went to Everton.
Why would they be selling?
Well, maybe obviously money, but maybe they were coming to the end of their contracts.
It's a big price at home, 9-2, but Chelsea are just a very good side.
Yeah, they're solid.
Chelsea league contenders?
Yeah, they'll be in the batch, obviously, that are in contention. I just wonder if Willian gets injured, and also Hazard. They've relied on their two wide players.
They're both quality.
Two good players, yeah.
And you're very strong on Chelsea as well, Delron.
Yeah, of course. I just believe they signed David Lewis from Paris Saint-Germain, which is going to help them extremely. He's a great defender.
How many can they play?
Yeah, I think
that's right. He's back. The curly boy's back.
Yeah.
He plays centre half, then he goes on his runs and he goes missing. He's got quality. He's an international for Brazil.
Yeah, I don't trust him, but he's not my type of centre half, Paul.
But he's back.
He's there. Yeah.
He's back.
He's good for those set pieces.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he has a go.
Yeah.
He has a go. Right, and the last game is Sunderland-Everton. Now, Everton have started off very well, Budge. They're a good side. Sunderland haven't been that bad. They've clawed their way back into games, and I don't think Moyes is going to allow teams to run right there. I think he's got them disciplined and going forward. But will Everton be too classy?
Sunderland at home are competitive, Paul.
Yeah.
Moyes will have them fired up. Kone sorted it out with the centre half. Kone was supposed to be going to Everton. John O'Shea will be back.
Yeah.
So they'll be organised at home as normal. Jermaine Defoe up front, he's capable of scoring, but you'd have to fancy Everton.
Yeah. They're a good side, Darren. They've proved it. They've gone out there. They came from behind one of their games. They were 1-0 down. They won 3-1 or 2-1. And the boss is a very good boss.
Yeah, David Moyes he's a very good coach.
I mean the Everton boss.
Everton coach.
Koeman, what's his name?
Yeah.
He was very good at Southampton. He's proved it here. And Everton have had these false dawns, Budge, when Moyes left and Martinez came, and it looked like, and then it's petered out, what do you want to call it? They need to show their supporters they're a big club, that they can get back there.
Paul, I think it all starts at the back. And he's gone out and signed a quality centre half we can trust. And slowly but surely he's working the way forward. He's got Enner Valencia on loan from West Ham. He can gallop up and down the right wing.
Yeah.
He's got some good players there. Lukaku stay, which is a plus.
Yeah.
Middle of Park, I just think they're a bit questionable there.
International boys, So they lost Stones,
Yeah, he went to Man City.
Okay, who's going to win?
I fancy Everton.
Yeah.
I fancy Everton too as well.
Okay, the Sunderland boys are getting rolled. Well, there we go. That's the league for this weekend with the betting, and it looks like it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait for the big guns to play each other, and we get one this week, the Manchester United derby. Right, let's move on to what's happening in South Africa, and of course we've got the top four, the semi-finals of the what's it called? The MTN 8. It's now the MTN 4. And the two teams are going to play each other. Bear in mind, the first game has been pushed out till 8 o'clock on Saturday. That's Bidvest Wits against Cape Town City. Is there a Tinkler at Cape Town City?
Yep.
He's never lost to Chiefs. I was listening to it. He's never, whatever team he's taken, he's never lost to Chiefs. He beat them last time. Now he comes away from, this is one off, Budge?
No, it's 2 legs.
Oh, 2 legs, okay. So Bidvest Wits, very good team.
Yeah, I think so. The second best of Sundowns, what we've seen this season. Hard to beat, Paul.
Hard to beat, especially at home. You agree with that?
I agree with that. If you the first league game they beat Chiefs, and they knocked Pirates out of this MTN 8.
So they've beaten Chiefs and Pirates already this year.
Yeah, first 2 games, so they're in top form.
And that's our boy Gavin.
Hunt.
Gavin Hunt's in charge. Now Cape Town City are new. They want to do things right. They've started off well. A draw would be a great result.
Well, 2-legged, obviously they'd like to get a point to go back to Cape Town.
Do away goals count?
No, it's extra time. Yeah.
It's just going to extra time. So, how do you boys see it?
It's going to be a close shave.
Yeah.
Close shave. Yeah.
You going with?
Well, I'll go
in the corner, you go with Wits, Budge?
Yeah, you'll come and park the bus like you did against Chiefs.
Yeah,
I just think that Wits have got good wide players. They cross balls in well.
Yeah.
I fancy Wits.
You fancy Wits. Okay, the other one is Chipper. Dan the Man's Chipper. They're at home down in Port Elizabeth, and they've got Sundowns, the big guns. How do you see this, Darren?
Well, I see this that Chipper will probably win this game because the last 10 games at home, they haven't lost.
So it's a fortress there.
And I call them the tiki-taka team.
The
They like
tiki-taka?
to play
Spanish football.
Spanish football.
Is that right? Are they that good? Dan the man know his stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
But then Sundowns. Sundowns roll into town. You've got to say, whoa, we've got a big one on here.
No, sure. You know, Paul, 2 legs. They play in Zambia on Friday in the CAF Champions League semi-final. So, you know, Dolly's got a knock.
Sunday?
They play next Friday. This game's on Sunday.
Okay.
But, you know, Castro, the centre forward's missing. And I watched the game against Supersport. Without him, it took them a bit of time to gel.
Yeah.
And they won 3-1 at the end. This is a tough game.
Yeah. Is Dolly playing?
Well, I think he'll start. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, how are you going? You're going home team first leg or away team?
You know, I think the draw's a player, but I'm impressed with his chipper.
How do you see it, Darren?
Myself, also a chipper.
Chipper, sure. Okay, you guys will be chirpy if it arrives. All right, so there we are. That's the MTN. There's only 4 teams left, and it looks very interesting. Both games, as I say, one's Saturday and one's on Sunday. Try and get to watch those games. All right, let's move on to our Super 6. Let's go look. Soccer 6. That'll be next up on our screen. There we are, Soccer 6 this weekend. Get those money on, and Budgie's done his homework. We'll talk about our success with our selections at the end of the program, but I'm just looking at the screen, and Budge, obviously you've got the Soccer 6, Soccer 10, Soccer 30, and a lot of these will be repeating. Manchester United, Manchester City, you've gone 1 and 2. No Man City win.
Paul, depending on the size of your perm, you know, I don't like Liverpool as a banker. You know, Leicester are always underappreciated. Yeah. So I think it's, if you went 1, 2 and 3, I wouldn't blame you.
Yes.
And for the perm that we take in, I'm going United, because we're strong at home.
Yeah,
United in the draw, yeah.
Okay. All right. Bournemouth versus West Brom. Bournemouth, you're going to get their first win.
Well, Jack Wilshere has turned up there on loan from Arsenal's. You know, and also West Brom, I don't know what's going on there, but this is a game that Bournemouth have to win.
Yes.
Yeah, they've only got 1 point. They're struggling, and this is a game I think they'll win.
All right. Now, Middlesbrough at home, you've gone Crystal Palace to turn their season around.
Yeah, I just think it's coming. They're coming. You know, I like Townsend on the wing.
Yeah.
Townsend and Sahar. If they get the supply into Benteke.
Sorry, Townsend, the ex...
Townsend, Spurs guy, went to Newcastle. They signed him.
International footballer.
Yeah, so they have players.
Yes, they have the squad.
It's just gelling it all together.
Will Dan go for the set pieces?
Well, no doubt. After last weekend's header.
Yeah, Dan's the man. Yeah. So Crystal Palace and the draw, okay?
Likewise, Paul. You know, I've got to nail my colours to the mast, yeah.
I agree. I'm hoping like hell Spurs can come away with the draw at least, because Stoke City's never easy, but if Spurs win, it augurs well for a year.
That was Spurs' best performance last year, Paul.
That's right.
4-0 on the Monday night.
They were outstanding. Liverpool, Leicester City. But I agree with you here. Liverpool should win. Leicester might take a point.
Paul, you know, we're looking at the betting. I can't believe Arsenal are 6-10 to beat Southampton and Liverpool are 6-10 to beat Leicester.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
You know, so we've got to take a chance somewhere.
Yeah. So Budge, yours is 192 rand.
192.
Oh. Okay, so that's very good. That's the first Soccer 6. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the Soccer 10. Let's have a look. This is the first part of the Soccer 10. As you can see, it's Soccer 10 on top. Man United, Man City, we've gone through. Yeah. Arsenal's your bankers. Your whole weekend, everything hinges on them, eh? Yeah. Everything hinges on Arsenal. Yep. Should be too good at home. Get them back into the hunt. We've done Bournemouth and West Brom, 1 and 2. Burnley, Hull City. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I agree with you, Budge. And we discussed it earlier in the show, but both these teams know that if they get a win, they get away from their old mates.
Yeah, they're the favourite 2 to go down.
Are they?
Yeah, in the betting. Yeah, so 3 points here. I just think they'll take a point each. I know we could never say that as a professional. You know, you don't want to play for the draw, but I just don't think either can afford to get beat.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that scrum at the bottom.
Yeah.
And Middlesbrough, there they go. Yeah. Crystal Palace. We've got on the draw. You've got
nail my colours to the mast. That's obviously a tricky one as well, but perm size.
Okay, and here's the other half the Soccer 10. Now we're going down the league. Norwich to beat Cardiff City at home.
Yeah, they buried me last time, Norwich. They got beat 3-0 at Birmingham. You know, I think the international breaks come at the right time. They're going to be close to going up.
Are they?
They can't beat Cardiff at home, who struggle away from home. Will be gone.
Okay, Stoke City, Tottenham, we spoke about them, 2 and 3. Spurs, come on, boys. And then West Ham, Watford. Okay, now interesting. West Ham United, I think are going to be hard to beat, as you say.
Should be, Paul. Local derbies are never easy to...
Are they close enough to be called a local derby?
London derby.
Watford, eh? There we go. So 1 and 2. All right, we're going back to the league you love. Derby County, Newcastle. Newcastle are finding their feet.
Paul, you know, you'll see my bets later. They were 17-10 Newcastle. Derby has scored 1 goal in 5 games.
Wow.
I watched them against Burton Albion away, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've sold their best player, like Hendrick, who's gone to Burnley, and also Chris Martin's gone to your mate's team, Fulham. He was a centre forward.
Stevie B's team, Fulham.
Yeah, so you know, I can't believe the price on Newcastle. So,
did they have a gap during the week?
Newcastle, yeah, they all did. Yeah.
Their league.
Yes.
Okay, so they're back to where
now,
they
if
were.
you've got 2 international players.
Who have?
No, if you do have 2 international players representing their countries,
you don't play. But what about the teams that didn't have international? Did they play?
Well, it depends on the game. If Spurs have got 2 international players and Hull haven't, you're entitled to postpone the game.
Okay. But I was just wondering about the championship because
so, you know, Derby, they've got players in Republic of Ireland and all these.
Yeah. Okay, so did any games play in the championship? I don't think so. No, so they all had the break, eh? And Newcastle, you know, the manager stayed.
Yeah, Rafa Benitez, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go with them. Liverpool, we've gone Liverpool to be too good at home. With the draw, if Leicester can throw them over the top.
Yeah, Paul, if you want to halve the perm, you bank a Liverpool, 192.
Yeah.
So that's an option if you do
That's
want
an option, definitely, for the Super 10. That's how the Liverpool fans can go for that. Right, let's go look at the one that's very difficult to catch, but it pays well. This is the Soccer 13. Again, there's a lot of repeats here. Liverpool, 1 and 2. If you're a Liverpool man, you're going to bank the 1. Arsenal, everybody's banker, poor old Southampton. Bournemouth, West Brom, you're very strong on them.
Yeah, Paul, I banked them in the Soccer 6. I just thought of all the teams in that, you know, that exotic, I thought they were the best banker, for me anyway.
Yeah.
In the Soccer 13, there's a few other bank teams I thought were better bankers than what they were.
Yeah, Burnley, Hull City, the 2 guys fighting. And you say they're fancy to get relegated with the bookmakers.
Yeah, they're both odds on to go down.
Both odds on, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Middlesbrough, Crystal Palace. We're going to Crystal Palace to turn their season round. Stoke and the beloveds, 2 and 3. West Ham with the boy back, Payet, against Watford. Some people might bank a West Ham.
No, no doubt. Wouldn't blame you if you did. But local derbies in the past have...
Yeah, it's been tough.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the second sheet. Derby County, Newcastle. We're going to Newcastle. I think Newcastle will come back up. Will bounce back up.
Yeah, should do.
Should do. You know, they got beat by, was it Huddersfield?
Huddersfield beat them at home and Fulham beat them.
So, and then Huddersfield and Fulham are right up there.
Yeah, they've won the last 3 games, Newcastle.
And here we go, Stevie B's team, Fulham.
Yeah.
You're going with them again? I hope so. Birmingham?
Yeah. Birmingham last season had the best away record in England.
Yes.
You know, but they petered out, and they're a dangerous team, Paul. But likewise, where do you stop? Where do you start?
Yeah.
You know, Fulham are going to go close to going up. Yeah, their manager got Watford promoted 2 seasons ago.
So he knows his stuff.
Jakanovic, yeah, so he's good.
Craven Cottage, eh?
Yeah.
They'll be down next to the Thames. So that's there. Okay, we're going with them. Leeds, Huddersfield Town lead the league.
Yes, they do, yeah. You know, it's local derby. Leeds at home won't be easy.
Yeah.
You know, but they beat Newcastle away and they drew at Aston Villa.
Huddersfield.
Huddersfield. So
yeah, it's a good record.
Good record.
And Leeds, haven't they had trouble in the camp?
Yeah, Gary Monk's there. I just think, yeah, he's going to struggle for a while until he gets his own players in.
Yeah. Your boys, Preston North End.
Battle to score goals, but we've got Aidan McGeady from Everton.
Okay.
So he'll come in now. We sold our best player to Rangers, but I think this is the game. Barnsley away from home. They've lost them both, struggling away. At home, they've won all 3 games. Now, if we can't win this game, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah. Sheffield Wednesday, Wigan Athletic.
Yeah, likewise. Sheffield Wednesday got beaten in the promotion playoff last year by Hull.
Yeah.
You know, they've come right the last 2 games. Wigan, you know, away from home as well. You know, they're not the best defensively. So, likewise, bankering Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay, and then if Elfsborg and Kalmar FF.
Yeah, Elfsborg are 4 points ahead of Kalmar. They play on an AstroTurf or artificial pitch. They never get beat at home. You know, I'm going for them. Kalmar play on a grass pitch. You know, likewise, perm size, Paul, if you put the draw in, but where do you want to start, where do you want to stop?
Yeah, it depends
so
on what
I've
you want to
taken
spend.
the chance. They're good at home, Elfsborg, so I've gone for them.
Okay, there we go. That's the Soccer 13, Soccer 10, and Soccer 6 for you. And for you guys who want to get it right. And then there's a Sunday Soccer 6.
Yes,
let's not forget that now.
Yeah.
This features teams from all over the place. This is a mixed one. Now, Chipper United, Mamelodi Sundowns, 1, 2, 3, budge.
Gone 1, 2, 3. A fancy Chipper, but you know, the first leg tends to be cagey.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I like, I think the draw is the big player, but I think there could be an upset there.
Valencia, Real Betis.
Yeah, they had to clear £60 million in debt, and Mustafi was the last piece of that jigsaw. He went for 32 million to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Nani's gone there, ex-United player in Portugal. He's gone there. Paul, I watched them against Eibar for half an hour. They must have missed 6 sitters.
Will it be too good?
Back, should be too good at home for Betis. Betis, small club, hard-working, well-organised. But Valencia at home, I know they've lost both league games, but I think...
It's time they turned it.
Yeah, it's time, yeah.
Chelsea, everyone's saying, okay, boom, let's get the money. Granada versus Eibar.
Well, I watched Granada last week. They got beat 5-1 by the team we banked in the Soccer 10 a couple of months ago, Las Palmas.
Yes, I read that.
Their second half, their defence was invisible. It was 1-0 at half-time. The second, it could have been 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Eibar were lucky to beat Valencia. Can't trust either.
Yeah, can't
so I've gone
either.
1, 2 and 3 there in the...
Deportivo La Coruna, Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah, I watched Atletico Bilbao last week. They played against Barcelona, and they made a game of it.
Yeah.
Away from home, their form's a bit dodgy, but Deportivo aren't too clever. They had a good start to the season, but if Atletico Bilbao can't get at least a draw there, I'll be disappointed. Yeah.
And Santos Corinthians.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian local derby, Sao Paulo derby, and the last 25 home games, Santos have won 21.
Wow.
So I was going to look to banker them, but local derbies, Corinthians, their coach got named as the Brazilian coach. He's taken over. So he's taken all his staff with him. In the last 3 away games, they've lost all 3 and they haven't scored. So there's trouble in that Corinthians camp.
All right, now the part of the week that we always look forward to is Budgie's Best Bets. Bear in mind, every week we've shown a profit budge and the kitty's climbing upstairs slowly but steadily because it can stop at any time.
Oh, no doubt.
It's very difficult, but I'm just going to I'm going to put them on the screen and let's talk about them. Okay, this is 750 to 200, Valencia, QPR and Arsenal.
Yep. All 3 to win.
You didn't throw in Chelsea?
Nah, 5 to 10, 4 to 10. I don't think...
Okay, so that's 750 to 200. Then your Premier League over 2.5 goals.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Southampton.
I think Arsenal will murder Southampton.
Stoke, Tottenham, we hope for goals.
Yeah.
And Liverpool, Leicester. That's a nice bet.
Yeah.
1,025 to 200. So that's 400 spent budge. And then we've got a couple more here.
Yeah, I love doing the both teams to score, Paul.
Yeah, both teams score. Stoke, Tottenham.
Yep.
West Ham, Watford, Liverpool, Leicester, 1,200. Then you've got Preston, Barnsley, Rotherham, Bristol City, Aston Villa, Notts, 1,200. So there's 4 bets, both teams to score. I like it, both teams to score bets.
Yeah,
it's attacking football, you've got to get it right. Double. Now this is the double. Newcastle United to beat Derby, I agree with that. Arsenal by more than 1 goal. So if they win 1-0, you've done your money.
Done our money, yeah.
It's got to win 3-1 or 2-0.
2-0 at least, yeah. Win by at least 2 goals, yeah.
115 out of 200. These are good odds. And Budge, as we say, you're firing at the moment. It's every week we're building up this kitty. And there we are. That's on side for this week. Have a look at those bets and great game. Make sure you're there early to watch a Manchester derby.